Out of all of those books you've read in terms of personal growth and personal development, what would you say is like the one fundamental habit in terms of personal development that could change somebody's life?
Well, I'll repeat my golden triangle. This is absolutely 100% guaranteed to make you successful. It's very three simple things. I call it a golden triangle. The tip of the triangle is to accept responsibility, is to say, I am responsible for my own life. Do not blame someone else. Don't blame your parents and don't blame your boss and don't make excuses or anything else. If you're not successful, you say, I am responsible for my own success. It's as simple as that. Step one. Step number two is write down goals. I studied goal setting. I remember the first time I read about goal setting, it said, if you want to be successful, write down your goals. So I began to write down my goals every day. And I started to achieve the goals. Remember, when you write down a goal, you set up this force field of energy in the universe that starts to attract ideas, people, and money and opportunities to achieve the goal. So I started to write them down. But I learned later that if you don't write it down, nothing happens. It's
Mm,
almost like having a beautiful, beautiful piece of land and beautiful soil, but you don't plant any seeds in it. You
mm,
have and you just wait there for the crop to grow. No, you have to write it down. So number two is write down what you want. And I used to do a training program for my see what yeah, for my clients. And what I would do is in the first day, it was a 1 day per every 3 months. They would come to me. I charged them about $5,000 for a year, and they'd come to me, and I would guarantee that they would double their income and double their time off within 12 months with my method. And the first day, I would give them a workbook, like a high school workbook, and I would say, this is your new best friend. And I would give one out to everybody. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this today and you're going to write down 10 goals. And tomorrow you're going to write down 10 goals again, but you're not going to look at the previous page. You're just going to start the clean page and write down 10 goals. The next day, clean page, write down 10 goals. And what will happen is the goals will change, description will change, the order of priority will change. But if you just write down 10 goals every day for a month, your life will change. And then I want you to do this for the rest of your life. Get up every morning, write down 10 goals without looking at the previous page.
mm.
Now, what I just gave your listeners is a formula that is unbelievable and there's 100 reasons why, but you don't need to know why these things work. It's like when you get into a car and you start the car, you don't need to understand everything that's going on under
Mm.
the hood. You just have to turn on the key. Well, what you do is you write 10 goals. And people came back to me and said they had spent thousands on coaching and they had worked countless hours and so on. And this one formula for 1 month changed their lives completely and made them rich. And one of the most common things that people say to me is they say, you changed my life, you made me rich. You changed my life, you made me rich. And I said, what was the most important part of what I taught you that made you rich? And they all start smile. They say, it was the goals. It
Mm.
was the goals. I never knew how important goals were. I heard about them and I would write down some goals. He said, I didn't realize that writing your goals down every day, first thing in the morning, changes your whole life. And then the third one is dedicate yourself, as you have, to lifelong learning. Is dedicate yourself to just continually reading and learning and listening and upgrading your skills. You breathe in, you breathe out, you learn new things every day. It's just sort of a part of your life. And we all know that. You and I and people who are successful know that dedicating yourself to learning is really the key, because the more you learn, the more you earn. As we say, you keep opening the doors to more success and more success. So those are the big three: is accept responsibility, which by the way, the primary reason for negative emotions, Tim,
Mm.
is blaming other people for your problems. In
Mm.
other words, all negative emotions, which are the most destructive of all emotions, come from blaming other people. You cannot be negative unless you blame. If you stop blaming, then you can't be negative. If you can't be negative, the only thing left is being positive. So you'll become a positive person for the rest of your life, which is unbelievable, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything else. And then set down goals and just work on your goals every day. Work towards your goals every day. And then number three, just keep reading and learning and upgrading your skills. And if you'll do that, it'll change your life. Every person who has ever done what I just told you has changed their life. Changed their life. They could not believe the speed at which their life changed when they started to practice the big three. So that's the big three. If they practice those things, it'll change your life as well.